What is up, everybody? It's the one and only Brotherhood Healing, and today I am wanting to start this video off by saying it's easier to comment on the problem. It's a lot harder to become the solution. And what I mean by that is, so I was watching some videos about this. Think he's like a YouTuber on this podcast. I'm not giving any names, but pretty much he was just saying some very, very derogatory things. And like I said, my channel, I don't get into none of the race shit. It does not matter to me. But honestly, the stuff that he was saying was very triggering. And I feel as though for people who lack self-awareness, that stuff can be very, very, very traumatizing, I would say. Me personally, I laughed at it. You know what I mean? But like I said, that stuff can be very traumatizing for someone who has a lack of self-awareness. Um, so I just want to talk about that for a hot minute. Well, I just want to talk about social media for a minute. So most of the time, whenever you're getting on these apps, specifically social media apps, you sometimes run into videos that have some very controversial sayings, or people will get into very controversial topics, and sometimes they make you feel some type of way in which they're actually doing their job. Because one thing I want to point out is that social media is not here to help you. Social media is not here to harm you. Social media's only sole purpose is to drive engagement. That is its sole proprietorship, or its sole purpose, to drive engagement. And so what drives engagement? Anything that is controversial, anything that stirs up emotion in someone. It that's all it is for. Um, so one thing that you have to remember is that social media, what exists on social media, is not the entirety of what is. Most of the time, anytime people make controversial topics and such, is because their channel is failing overall and they need a storyline. That is ultimately what it is. And I want people to be aware of that, because I feel as though if you don't have an awareness of that, you just fall right into their trap of content. So just, I make this video just to make sure that you stay aware and stay careful of feeding fuel to the fire. Because I know with that creator specifically, he has had people on the show that he has specifically said he does not like, and yet the people that he does not like still go on that show, and they get embarrassed or they get hurt because they don't own a single thing in there. And it's just like, why try to explain yourself to someone that's already made it clear that they do not like you? It's a waste of time. You just, and that's the thing people have to remember. Remember that saying from when you were younger, you show love from a distance. That's exactly what you do. You wish that person that hates you nothing but love, but you separate from them. Because that's the ultimate form of love, is separation or space. Uh, Whether people want to accept it or not, that is the highest form of love, is separation. it even talks about it in the Bible. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and whosoever believeth in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Didn't mean to take it religious there, but like I said, I just had to prove a point. Love, highest form of love is separation. So, with all that being said, I just want to give you some tips and keys on how to stay safe on these social media streets. And I would say, for one, is to have self-awareness. Um, what I mean by that is taking on the principles, because see, me personally, I study a lot of Egyptian philosophy, and with their philosophy, uh, they practice transcendence. So with transcendence, it just means that you no longer attach yourself to labels. Do not solely believe that you are just a label. Like, don't think, like, for example, I would say, oh, yeah, I'm black, I'm this, that, and the third. And so whenever you're labeling yourself, you're accepting everything, both good and bad, that comes with that label. And so whenever you're doing that, or whenever someone comments on black people, that would trigger you because you're now saying that you are black. I'm not saying to be delusional here and not say, oh yeah, I'm not black. I mean, accept what you are, but realize that what you are is beyond definition. Cause see, you have to realize that words have infinite meaning. And then you'll look and see, some of you will look at me confused and be like, huh? No, words have a single meaning. Yes, words have a single meaning for the time being. But when people forget about a word, then the word is repurposed. I mean, for example, the word spirit. So whenever you hear the word spirit, you think of the word like holy, or you'll think of spirit as something religious, but in all reality, it just means breath or breathing. And that's another thing I want to get into. The second thing I want to get into is realizing that no one, at least human anyways, is above you or beneath you, because we all share the same spirit. And like I said, spirit is not within the religious context, but spirit is meaning the breath. Like, no matter how big someone thinks they are or how small someone thinks they are, we all share the same atmosphere. So just remember that if someone ever puts you down or makes you feel some type of way, or even if you're on social media and they're saying things that are triggering you, it's just like you share the same air. You share the same air. So how can you be all big and bad when we literally sharing the same atmosphere? Just put that into perspective. And another thing too, just remember that we as humans are very complex, and we cannot even fathom the entirety of what it is that we exist in. If we did, we would not have theories. We would have a knowing. There would be no such thing as theories. But see, we as humans, we are limited to our five senses, or at least our single perception. So if anyone who's saying something crazy or talking out of their neck through your perspective, just remember that we as humans have a limited perception on things. And like I said, and something that'll help you put that into perspective, just ask yourself, can I have a thought outside of this physical reality? And if your answer is yes, I need to talk to you. Because at least what I've found is that we as humans cannot perceive a thought outside of what we can see, hear, taste, touch, and breathe. We cannot conceive anything outside of that, especially with our experiences, because a lot of our experiences are personal, so they're subjective. It's never based in objective reality. I mean, there is some things that'll be based in objective facts, but even then, it's not the entirety. So you can only gain a general idea, but that general idea does not encompass everything 100% because there's still unforeseen factors within life that cannot be accounted for. So whenever someone's trying to talk down on you, trying to make you look bad, trying to make you seem like you can't do this, that, and the third, realize that they are only human. They only have a limited experience. Even if someone travels the world, has seen it all and done it all, most of the time they're limited by the capacity of the brain. So they can only conceive but so much until their mind has to start forgetting some things. So, like I said, just make sure that you remember at the end of the day, we are all human. We are all in this thing called life. And we all have a piece of the puzzle, but we do not have the entire puzzle. We do not have the entire puzzle. And like I said, just remember, if you're on social media making content, just ask yourself, is it with a purpose? Is it, whether it be for yourself or for others, just make sure that you have a purpose, because that's going to be the deciding factor of how you keep going. And how do you find your purpose? You just keep moving. Just keep moving and your purpose will come. I promise. um so yeah, like I said, just to generalize this video, the best way to stay grounded when you're in these social media streets is to practice self-awareness. Make sure that you realize that we all share the same air and that we all we all have the same human brain. Well, not the same human brain, but we all have a brain, and that brain is limited to the senses. And an additional thing that I want to add on, and this is more so to touch on the metaphysical aspect of reality. So you have to think of your success as, or better yet, if you're not seeing progress in what it is that you're doing, whether it be social media, work, work life, home life, just life in general, if you're not where you are, just remember that everyone's success is different. And the best way I could put this into perspective is to imagine that one person's success is like a tomato and another person's success is like an apple. So with a tomato, it takes, or at least for a tomato to grow from, or fruit from a plant, it takes 90 days. But With an apple, it takes 2 to 5 years for a tree to produce an apple. So with those, you'll think that one is more successful because they're getting the fruits of their labor earlier. But it's all about endurance. Because yes, this person received the fruits of their labor within 90 days, but that plant can only produce 3 to 5 of those fruits of a tomato. With an apple tree, it can produce thousands or hundreds of apples, I should say. It can produce hundreds of apples, or I could say thousands, because see, the thing is, with a tomato plant, it can produce 5 fruits, but then it stops. It can't grow anymore. With an apple tree, it'll produce hundreds of fruits, and it'll continue to produce fruits for 10 to 15 years. So do not measure your success based upon how quick someone got it. Because see, sometimes your success may be the long game. It may be that your success is going to endure longer. One person, they may be like a star. They may shine bright and then they burn out. But with you, like I said, you're the apple tree. You're going to not only receive the fruits of your rewards, but you will continue to reap the fruits of your labor. And you don't even have to do much anymore, because now that the tree is matured, it can manage itself. So, like I said, I just wanted to let y'all know that. And if you're on your journey and you're still trying to get to where you need to go, like I said, it's not a marathon. No, it's not a race. It's a marathon. So just take it day by day. Just constantly do what it is that you know how to do, and you will get to where you need to be. Like I said, if you found this video helpful, like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, comment some things that help you get through some hard times. Or even let me know what I'm talking about is even even good. You know what I mean? Like I said, I appreciate all the comments that I get, no matter how big or small. Even if it's I appreciate your content, dude. I appreciate that so much than not having anything. You know what I mean? Because with comments, you get engagement, you get feedback, and that lets me know what I need to talk on or work on for my next piece of content. So yeah, like I said, if you enjoy the content, like, comment, subscribe, all that, and I will see you all in the next video.